We are multitasking today. It's walking the dog, grazing the goats, and getting some schoolwork done. Huh. So today I figured I'd do a video on who's bred, who's not bred, and who's hopefully bred. So Roka obviously is bred. She is due next month about a week before Easter. And based on her belly, I'm hoping she's got 2. She normally gives us 2 or more. The only time she's given us 1 was her first year. I find that a lot of the first year goats seem to have 1 baby, which I know is not desirable because it's their first time, and 1 baby is usually 1 big baby versus a couple smaller babies. She was bred to Max. It was first day we put them in together. She was in heat and ready to go, so she got bred the first go. And then Swiss Miss here was also bred. I have a friend who had a buck by the name of Domino. Osa! Leave it. So I'm excited to see what comes out of her because he's a pretty good-looking moon-spotted buck. Caprice here was supposed to be bred when Roka got bred. She got put in with the same buck, Max, and obviously he's not having any fertility issues if he got Roka bred, but Max was in with both these guys for 2 months. I assumed she was bred because about her heat cycle time I'd see crust on her rear end. And now I'm thinking that it was probably just crust from the heat cycle, but he may not have gotten her, which forced me to drive her over to my friend the next time I caught her heat cycle, and the buck wasn't even interested in her. None of the bucks were interested in her, even though she was flagging her tail and was showing that she was ready. And so I tried something, and the next heat cycle she did get bred. So I'm just waiting for about another week, which is when she should have another heat cycle, to see if it worked. And so I'll do another video for that. And then little Koko here is, I decided not to breed her because obviously if you look at her compared to the others, she's a lot smaller. She is roughly the same age as Swiss, the black Swiss one, black and white Swiss, and is a lot smaller. She is, last time I weighed her about a month ago, only 31 pounds. So when you look up the appropriate time to breed a goat, there's different information out there, like when they're a year and a half old, when they're 75% of their adult body weight, or in a Nigerian dwarf goat's case, they say when it's about 35 to 40 pounds. Now Koko here, like I said, when I weighed her last, is 31 pounds, and it took her about 2 or 3 months to gain 1 pound, because when I originally weighed her, it was 30 pounds. After 2 months, 3 months, that's when I finally saw 1 pound that she gained. And the latest I was willing to breed her is April. But with that slow a growth, I don't think it's going to happen. So we're just not going to be able to breed her this year, which is unfortunate. But she should be ready by next fall. I've heard stories with other people and their goats that are not growing that quickly, that they usually see in the springtime a sudden burst in growth. So we'll see what happens once we hit springtime, if she gets that burst of growth. But she is, like I said, the same age as this black Swiss, and Swiss Miss is already like the same height as her mom. So So Swiss was a single when she was born. So like I said, a single baby is usually bigger than when you have twins, triplets, anything more than that. So Koko there was born with a sister, and the sister was bigger. So I have a feeling if we still had her sister, she'd probably be closer to Swiss's size, just with how big she was when she was born. So she was already kind of born small and more of a runt. I guess I never did give a prediction on this girl with how many babies we think she's going to have, but she's still pretty lean, so I'm guessing she's only got one baby in there. Now I forgot to mention that with the Max being with the girls for 2 months, I sold him after those 2 months. If there's any confusion as to why I didn't just try putting her with him again. We decided to sell our buck after he had bred the two, Roca and Caprice. Swiss and Koko are his daughters, so that's part of the reason we wanted to sell him, is half our herd is from him, and the other reason is just hay's expensive right now. I have a friend who's got bucks, and so we decided, unfortunately, to sell him. Oh my goodness, look what this 3.5-year-old has done. That is some good handwriting, little missy. Wow, good job. So that's all for this video. Like I said, I'll do another video on Caprice if she seems to have successfully taken with this last breeding, and I'll do a video on what I did in fertility. But that is it for today, and we will see you in the next video.